Levi, hey brother, what's going on, man? Just running, man. Just doing what runners do. You know how it is. How's your day been so far, brother? Well, night, should I say now. Almost got my days and nights mixed up. Delta Blade and I ran about 12 hours yesterday straight. From 1 p.m. in the evening till like, well, it was over 12 hours because we ran till like 1:20 in the morning. My voice is about gone, and my pony ain't got near as much giddy up as it did last night. See if I can get some metal beams here. Oh, don't need the pipe, need the metal beam. There we go, 1 and 2. All right, where we're going with these. Oh, I appreciate the like on that song, man. It was kind of like Sick 'em to a Dog, you know, with Glitch. I told him that Blade put us in a song that he wrote, and as soon as he heard it, he's like, man, I'm going to do us a song. I'm going to do us a song. 2.5 hours later, we had something pretty decent, man. He wrote a pretty good song. He did do all the writing on that, by the way. But thanks for the like and the compliment, man. I know Glitch sure appreciated it. We may do a whole CD. We may do a whole album, man. If you guys think that's something we should do, we may do a whole album. Maybe whenever we get our store up, we can for our regulars, you know, we can send a free CD or something. What do you think about that? We're getting pretty close on our subs. It's the watch hours that are getting us, man. That's why we can't open our store up for you guys yet. And the store, anything, I keep saying store, there'll be no money made in it. Anything that's in there will be at cost, what it costs to us to produce it. That's just the way we're going to get down on this. Like I said before, this is y'all's channel, not ours. But it's good to see you, man. Yeah, if you'd listen to it, well, I mean, we're going to do some fine-tuning if we decide to do that. You know how Glitch is. He's going to fine-tune that song right there. That song's not going to stay like that. He's going to change it. He's going to find stuff he doesn't like. He's a little perfectionist, man. It'll be different tomorrow, probably. I have a hard time getting. He makes a lot of videos, dude, tons of videos, but he'll see something in there that he doesn't like, and I tell him, dude, it's fine, it's great, dude, it's a good video, post it, right? And he's like, nah, man, I need to do this, I need to use this emulator and tweak this and shake that, and what ends up happening is the video never gets posted. Oh God, but I do like the fact that he is such a perfectionist. I'm lucky to have Glitch in here with me, man. He's been a good friend over the years. Oh, big old wide girl, come on. That bottom make the world go round. So what are you up to? When you gonna join in here with us? Blade and I were gonna run tonight live, but him and his family are moving, man. So they're having to pack up and move to a larger house, I believe. Moving up, not down, you know. So it'll be probably a day or two before he's back in here, but we had 3 of us in here. That'd be, you know, 3's company. I tried running 4 in here one time. It was just too much, man. Everybody was trying to talk over everybody else, and when I looked at the live, you couldn't understand anything anyone was saying. But I think 3 would be okay. That was pretty quiet anyway. Oh, dude, that's got to be awesome, man. I remember, well, we didn't get permits back then, back when I got my license. Is either you got your license or you didn't. Now, you could get a hardship, like if you needed to drive for somebody else, like your grandparents or your parents were disabled or something. You could get what was called a hardship at a really young age. But I remember the first time I got my driver's license, dude. I was on top of the world. Couldn't tell me shit. So, do you already have a vehicle, or are you going to get one? Yeah, I think I got mine the same day I took no, it wasn't. It was the second day. It was the second after I took my driving test. I didn't do it all the same day. But I'd been driving. I'd been driving for years before I ever got my license. Oh, the crew cab. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, get that 4-door. If don't get the big 4-door though. Get the crew cab that has the 2 smaller doors. You'll like it better. Unless you're going to be running a crew in it, but better on gas, and I think it just looked better. Yeah, Chevy, it's a good choice. Chevy, man, that's what I'm talking about. You know, Ford is fix or repair daily. Nah, just kidding, man. I'll tell you, like my dad told me about Ford and Chevy and all the rest. It doesn't matter what you own. At some point, you're going to have to work on it. Now, I did used to smile and tell him, yeah, but it seemed like Ford, you work on a little more. But he was a Chevy man, too. But yeah, man, you get you some dual exhaust on there and a couple of glass packs and get some big jugs on the back of it. Man, it'll sound sweet, too. Sound better than a Mustang. Mustang's a good car if you're looking for something to rag on in the last couple of years. So you going to use the truck for work or what? Going gasoline or diesel? That Chevy Colorado's a pretty truck, I know that. I think you can get it in 4-wheel drive as well. Change this to daylight. I was just talking about that earlier. This map, it stays dark. It likes to be dark in this map. Older model Camaro, man. I had a few of them. I had a 69 Camaro. I had a 78. What was the other one? No, a 69, a 79, and a 78 is what I had. I had one. My favorite one, though, believe it or not, wasn't the 69. It was the 78. It was ladies edition. It was Berletta. It's the ladies edition. But what was good about that, the only thing that made it ladies edition is that the gas pedal and the brake were real close together for small feet. You know what I did with that car? When I bought that car, it didn't have an engine or transmission in it. But I had a 79 Silverado pickup, short wide, square body. It had a 350 in it, 4-bolt main with a turbo transmission. I didn't have a title to it, couldn't get one. Back then you had red titles where you could still register. I had bought it that way. And the Camaro, it had a clear title to it, so I just took the engine transmission out of the truck and put it in the Camaro. Man, it fit in there like a glove. But you talk about running like a scalded dog, man. That car would scat. I wore out a mini ZZ cassette tape and AC/DC and quite a few cassette players in that car when I was in my teens. And that was my favorite one. It had it was metal flake brown. It really made all the chrome stand out on the car. And I had Kragers on it, the old style Kragers, slotted wheels. It was a sharp little car. I also had a 70 model El Camino. I wished I'd had the 69 version because that was the SS. But the only difference between the 69 and the 70 was it didn't have the SS in the grill. That was it. Those old El Caminos, they're pretty sharp too. The older ones had the big chrome wraparound bumpers and all that. Oh, the Firebird was just about like the Camaro, man. You had Firebird, Trans Am, what was the other one? The Z. They all pretty much looked and ran alike, but Firebird was Pontiac. Just like Trans Am, you know. I never did have a Trans Am. I wanted a Trans Am with the 400 and the 400 turbo shift transmission. They had a light out in the scoop on the hood. They had lights that show it shifting. A buddy of mine had one. It was a 78 or 79. It looked just like the one on the Bandit, the black one. It looked identical to it. Had T-tops and everything. I never got the opportunity to get one. Then I got into trucks. Well, my first vehicle was a truck, actually. It was a 79 Ford F-150, but it was the heavy half. It was a heavy half ton, which means it had an extra leaf spring and it had custom cab. Pearl white, pretty sharp old truck. The custom cab meant that, you know, most of those old Fords back then had a really big back glass, really tall back glass. Well, this one with a custom cab, and there weren't very many of them made, had a really short back glass, and it was sliding. They came with captain chairs in them. It was a really sweet truck. But it had that granny 4-speed, man. We called it granny back in first gear. It was granny because it would just barely move. You had all the torque in the world, but you weren't going anywhere fast. But anyhow, after that truck, that's when I got the little Chevy square body, and then I got the Camaro. And so my car phase started, and I got out of that and got back into trucks, mainly due to work. I'm sitting here and talk so long, I done went the wrong way. I got to turn around. Fortnite, man, I don't have Fortnite. I tried Fortnite. I wasn't crazy about it because it wasn't really realistic to me. I was always a COD player. And I still have COD, but I haven't re-downloaded it to the system. And it would take me a couple of days to do that because on PlayStation 4, you know, it doesn't do just the update or anything. It reinstalls the whole game. And for my internet, it would be a couple of days to even get that up. But it'd be the same for Fortnite. And, man, I would be like brand new to Fortnite. I would be, I'd be a noob. I wouldn't even be an amateur. I'd be a noob. But I could definitely download it, and maybe we could run a game, and you'd change my mind on it or something. I don't know. But the fact that I quit playing COD was because it stopped. They started introducing stuff that wasn't realistic to me. I'm all about the realism, brother. The slide in COD, you know, where you can slide, that was borderline for me, over the line. I accepted that, but then they got it where you could parachute off a building, you know, from 10 feet in the air. That ain't gonna happen in real life, I promise you. Dealt with that, and then now they got all these skins that come over from Fortnite. I call it Call of Fortnite. That's what I call the game. I gotta go back and get my load because I've been slipping. But yeah, I'd probably download and play it with you. Like I said, it wouldn't be any good. You could use me as target practice a few times. I was really good at COD. My favorite thing to play on COD was, it's the, oh, dadgummit. On my mind these days. It's the missions. There's 2 missions on there that I always like to run. Give me a minute, I'll think of it. It's been almost a year since I played it. But this particular mission, you have 40 live players in there at one time. You have 40 players, and then you have 40 AI, or it's 40 or 40. Yeah, it's 20 live players on one side, 20 live players on the other, 20 AI and 20 AI on the other. What was the name of that daggone mission? But you got to play every map. It was always a different map. You didn't just play the same map every time. And what you had to do is you had to kill as many of the enemy as you could, you know, and try to invade their side of the map. I really enjoyed doing that. I used to fight hard in there, man. I'd run solo a lot of times, and dude, for just an old man, I'd hold my own. I used to make them work to get me. I remember one time they had a whole group of, I think it was 4 or 5 of them. I always thought it was 5 of them, but there was one I didn't get. They had me pinned down in this building. I was trying to get to the other end of this airport, and they had me pinned down in this building. And they were set to get me too. Man, I had everything in the world out of my bag set down for them. And I just, you know, kind of got all my ammo in check. and waited, just sat and waited on them to come to me. If I'd have went out, they'd had me. But we sat there and fought a fierce battle for probably 30 minutes. And I ended up getting every one of them, but the one that, there was one that I seen dash around a couple of times. My turret got him a few times, and he just come right back, you know, but I never did get him. I know there was 5 of them. That was one fierce battle, man. I really liked it too. Had fun that day. They tried to take a truck and run the truck in the building on me. And they did that. And of course, I threw a few landmines on it. As soon as they got out, that was the end of them. But I had beat them probably six times or more during that span of 30 minutes because they would just keep spawning and coming back, spawning and coming back. When I finally did get out of that hole that they had me in, 2 of them had broke off from their group and started sniping. And they were on the roof sniping, and they had pinned me down in another building. Well, both of them come at me to get me. And I knew they were coming. So I just hunkered down in the corner and waited. And sure enough, man, here they come, both of them at the same time. Boom, boom, running in there. And I just cut them down. I was waiting. But the other one was kind of like defend the flag. You had flags, and every vehicle that's in the game was in that mission. And you had to defend flags. I forget what it was called, man. But it was definitely defend the flag. That one was pretty hairy because there were a lot of players in there at one time defending one spot, and there were a lot coming to get it, you know. It was pretty fast paced. It's a lot better if you had a team of 4 or 5 of you, or you had some kind of strategy. And that one, if you were alone, you were basically just trying to stay alive. You weren't defending anything except for your own life, you know. But in the other one, you could get with 4 or 5 people and plot out some strategy. And you could take a whole team. You could take down a whole team of 20 with 4 or 5 people if you were all working together. You know what I'm saying? But Fortnite, don't you have to, I don't know where you went. I ain't concentrate on SnowRunner anyhow. But yeah, I am looking into getting some new games there, bud. But I'm really leaning more towards sim games. There are quite a few out that I want that are already out now, but they're not for PlayStation 4. They're not for that platform. They're available exclusively for PlayStation 5. And of course, they do that on purpose to make you buy a 5, but they haven't sold me on that 5 yet. Unless they just keep doing it to where I can't get new games. And the graphics are better and all that, but here's the thing, is they say that if you run everything, if you have everything on, because on the PS5 you're supposed to be able to adjust your graphics, turn certain things down, like in this game, shadowing, stuff like that. If you try to run all that at one time on, the game gets really hot and can even catch fire. That's what I understand. So by the time you turn a lot of that stuff off so the game will run smoothly and you won't overheat your system, you're right back to the graphics of a PS4. I know Levi left, but I'm talking, guys, to you now. Future people that will watch this video in the future. I always talk as if there's someone here. Because there will be a couple hours from now. Man, I hate it when I set those points under a bridge because you can't get to it. I didn't realize I was that close. I went all the way up in there and turned around, didn't I? Just tired. I was up so late last night, dude. We played from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. straight. Took a couple of water breaks and restroom breaks, and that was it. Blade and I, Delta Blade. And he has a new channel up. It's called Delta Gaming. Just look for low sub count if you're looking through it, because a bunch of stuff will come up. He had trouble with his previous channel. Couldn't retrieve it and stuff like that. Couldn't stop certain things from going on. So YouTube helped him retrieve it, but it ended up he has no subs or anything. So guys, if you will, Delta Blade is his name, and the page is Delta Gaming. And give him some subs, give him a like, man, because he's gonna need them. He's gonna be going live consistently in about 2 to 3 days, when there's not much content up right now because he's moving. He just got the channel open back up and set up, ready to go, but him and his family are moving, so it's going to be a few days before he gets back up and running. But he will definitely be running Snow Runner, and he is a runner, guys. He's a runner. He's a diehard. Like I say, we ran 12, 13 hours yesterday. I put him through the test, and I think he could have kept going yesterday, but I couldn't. I think he could have outdone me. But hell, he's 20-something years younger than me too, so he's supposed to outdo. But yeah, go over and check his channel out, give him some love. He's going to be on quite a bit in here. I'm going to be helping him work on some of his maps. But Levi, don't hold your breath, brother, on that Fortnite, because I didn't like it before. And if I didn't like it before, I haven't changed my mind, I promise. I got into Snow Runner, actually through Mud Runner, but I got into Mud Runner because I was looking for something to take a break from COD. COD was getting my daggone blood pressure up so high all the time. It's just a fast-paced game all the time, and man, I'd go lay down, my eyeballs would still be going back and forth. Playing that sucker 6, 7, 8 hours. So I was looking for something to just give a break from that, and I found Mud Runner. And Mud Runner, I got tired of hauling logs, so I went to looking for something else, sim, and ran into Snow Runner. And I've been hooked on it ever since. There's like no return. Are there things that I wish they would improve or change in the game? Absolutely. The main thing I wish they would change is the delay between the controller and the steering wheel. And there are games out there that sim games that SnowRunner has made that don't have that problem. SnowRunner's the only one that does. I really wish they would fix it. Like if I use my controller down here right now to look with the camera, you see my wheels go straight if I turn them. You see they went back straight. What happens is if I use the controller, it loses contact with the wheel. So I lose control with the wheel, and it takes it about 2 to 3 seconds to hook back up. So if I move the camera, you see nothing happens with the wheel for about 2 to 3 seconds. And man, that's just enough to get you to run off a cliff or anything. I try to use the camera position a lot for you guys because I want to change the angle. I want you to see the front of the truck, the side, something besides this, you know? And it just really makes it hard because every time I move this camera, I lose control with the wheel. And so you might see it jerk back or something every once in a while, but I have to be careful. And that I wish they would fix. Okay, here's our metal beams too. What else did we need? Service spare parts. Getting them. Shoot, man. It's a pretty good little shot over there. There's a truck. What is that? There's a flatbed and a trailer on it. It kind of looks like it might be Varon or, what's the other one? Not Varon, but I'll think of it in a minute. Yeah, it's a mid-sized truck over there, probably. Something to do with the task. We'll see what it is when we go by. I'm tired, so my memory's failing me. This one here is the last map that I bought. It's the last one that I had to do to complete the game. I didn't do them all in order. I jumped around because I bought some DLCs based on what trucks you get. But this map, dude, I really have enjoyed this map. Except for the fact that it tries to stay dark all the time. If you're a night runner, you'll love it. And I like running at night, but not when I'm on live because you guys don't get a good view of what's going on or a good view of the scenery if I have it dark. See, like if I have this little thumb adjuster right here, my thumb where I can pan around, but it jerks. It looks like a glitch, but it's not. It's just the way this button does. That lets me turn side to side. But for it to be smooth and quick, I have to use the controller like this. That's when I lose control of the wheel for 2-3 seconds. But as long as if I use this one, which is kind of jerky for the video, I don't lose control. Really, I think that's probably the only thing I would. Well, I'd give the KW a little more power, and then I think that's everybody's gripe, and then I'd be satisfied. Fix my steering wheel and where it hooks up immediately after I release the camera, and give the KW a little more power, and Stryker will be satisfied. I'll give you an excellent review, SnowRunner. Now I know they can do it because they've done it in other games. You don't have that problem in trucks and logistics or on the road trucking or none of that. I wanted to get a VR headset for the 4. I didn't think you could get one, but it turns out that you can. And I wanted to play SnowRunner with